Yeah, for example, Catherine Gunn, he revealed what America was planning with the UN with regards to the Iraq war. It was game over for her. It was game over for her. Yeah. We look at Gary Webb when he exposed what the CIA was doing in Nicaragua. It was a problem. He had a mysterious death. Edward Snowden, you quoted. Yeah. So the thing, Shane, what I'm saying is, look, we're not going to we're not standing here and we're sugarcoating that anyone can come in and claim to believe and then leave and then start hurting the Muslims. Yeah. There needs to be a consequence. That Shane, if somebody comes and I'm telling you, every country, if you work in the Secret Service, you work within the higher echelons of the politics, and then you go and you start causing problems for that country, I'm telling you there will be a consequence. Now the point to consider here is you're saying death. But that's the thing. That's not the Jumhur opinion. You don't just... Jumhur means that's not the consensus opinion. Okay. Now, you see, somebody's left the religion, that's it. It doesn't work like that. There is a court, just like you said Sharia, there is a Sharia court. Or Sharia for the Tajweed inspectors watching. The Sharia court. And in that court, there is a system. There's criteria that you need to follow. It's not as simple as that, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And in most cases, they will not get death. But the thing is, this is called selective outrage, where a person takes one thing and then they make it seem like that is representative of the faith.
Fair enough.
Do you see, Shane? Because otherwise, I'm going to be honest, you're going to get loads of people, that are coming in, wreaking havoc, then leaving, and then just doing mad stuff and causing pain. And the Islamic State, not the Islamic State group. But back in the days, the Islamic State, it composed of Muslims, Christians, Jews, and people of other faiths. So if you then leave and you cause even issues for Christians and Jews, no. It's not just Muslims. Do you see, Shane?
No.
So logically...
Like I say, I'm here to ask
No, that's absolutely fine.
So I might have some misconceptions.
But you're satisfied with that, yeah?
Yeah, I mean...
Okay. What's your next...
there's so many, but because there's so many people, I forgot. No pressure. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. I would love to learn more about... why is there so many ex-Muslims that hate Islam? And literally their whole mission is to convey people to stay away from Islam.
Very good. Okay. For that, you need to understand somewhat the geopolitics. And if you look at the geopolitics, Shane, you will realize in every society there has been a scapegoat. Now there's a really good book. I know the color, it's a black and red book. It's called The Islamophobia Industry. By Nathan something. So what he says is, previously, in fact, there's a book called Killing Hope by William Bloom. And in this book, he compiles 50 countries that since World War II, the United States has interfered in. 50 countries, and it's a catalogue. And most of them, the premise for that issue, to make the masses accept that, is communism. So the point that I'm trying to say, Shane, is previously it was communism. Before that, it was the blacks. Before that, it was the Jews. Before that, it was the Bavarian Illuminati, not the Illuminati that people are going to say, brother believes in the Illuminati. Not that Illuminati. This was an actual group. They're called the Bavarian Illuminati. So there's always been scapegoats. Now, it makes sense for people to exploit the current scapegoat. For example, do you know that since 9/11, 75% of the extremist attacks have been done by far-right extremists? Did you know this? Search it up. His name is Chris Hunter. Chris Hunter used to work in the government. He doesn't anymore. Now he's a terrorism analyst.
Yeah.
He's a terrorism analyst. So 75%. Now I ask you, Shane, why is it that the news coverage doesn't reflect the amount of extremists?
I mean, I would have to verify what you just said, but if that is true, then I don't know. There's obviously a narrative. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good rational answer. There is a narrative. Yeah. In fact, there's an article you can find on RT where even the Russians, they are using Islamophobia to create destabilization here in the West as well.
In
Yeah,
the West,
yeah, in the West, because there's that whole Russia versus the West thing, isn't it? Yeah, and the thing is, even if we look at the way Islam is portrayed in the media, we know there is some sort of narrative. Yeah,
it's very negative.
Yeah. Now, would you say, because even in the park, there's been many people that have accepted Islam. Yeah, some people from Christian backgrounds. What happens, Shane, is I hear very little people that go around proclaiming, I'm an ex-Christian, I'm an ex-Christian, or I'm an ex-Jew, I'm an ex-Jew. But naturally, they are uncomfortable with their faith. They have certain emotional problems with the faith. But when they leave,
I'm sure if I was to ask a lot of them, just my opinion, I'm sure they would still say, I don't hate Christianity, I don't hate the Jewish faith, I don't hate the Hindu faith. Whereas I've seen a lot of ex-Muslims.
I would disagree with that, Shane. Because I've come across people because
hate it.
Yeah, they hate it. Yeah, because think about it, Shane. If you're like a lot of people that leave Christianity that I've come across, they say, the concept of God didn't give me this. He took my wife away from me. He took this away. I hate God. I hate God. Yeah? But the thing is, there's no profit to be made from ex-Christians. There's more profit to be made from ex-Muslims. If you actually look at where they're getting their funding from, the ex-Muslims of Canada, the ex-Muslims of so-and-so, they're forming even the Quilliam Foundation. The Quilliam Foundation that was receiving heavy funding.
The Quilliam Foundation, aren't they still classify themselves as Muslim, don't they?
No, because no. Reason being, because especially Majid Nawaz, who's like the main figurehead.
He claims to be a Muslim.
He claims to be. Like, for example, Shane, if I claim to be a vegan, and I'm here and I'm like, you're Shane, I got beef burger, man, look, wait. Veganism, it's well important. And then every 2 minutes I'm sliding the meat back into the burger because it's just leaking out. You're gonna think, what sort of vegan is this guy? Yeah, are you a vegan? No, Shane, you gotta trust me, mate. I'm a vegan, mate. You gotta try this really good, mate. You're gonna think this guy's a nutcase. So when you look at the fundamentals of Islam, there's certain things that are absolute fundamentals. And a person is willy-nilly denying the fundamentals of the faith and then claims, I'm a Muslim. No one in their right mind is going to take them seriously. You know what I'm saying? So if you look on the grassroots level, you don't get grassroots organizations even accepting Quilliam. No mosque even invites them. There must be something wrong then, because they're denying fundamental verses of the Quran. Do you see? So the point that I'm trying to say is, these ex-Muslims, like I've spoken to some ex-Muslims, they're like they would be as forthcoming as yourself. They say, look, we don't agree, blah blah blah, we're just getting on with our life. However, people that are ex-Muslims, they don't work. They're with other ex-Muslims and they're regularly making videos. Oh, I'm sorry, how are you not working and able to make these videos, high-end quality, latest camera and all this equipment? Like, I'm sorry, one add one is two. Can't be a potato.
I mean, I do agree. There is a lot of, let's be honest, there is a lot of hatred towards Islam. Not just from the rest of, from a lot of different faiths and people, there's a lot of hatred. So I understand there's a lot of bias. And that's why
and one thing, sorry Shane, I think this adds to your point as well. You know, about a week ago, there was a terrorist attack in this country. You probably didn't hear of it.
No, I didn't.
Because it was a white man, and this white man, he went on a rampage. Yeah, there was a mass shooting.
Sorry, you're talking about Plymouth?
Yeah, Plymouth.
Yeah.
Plymouth.
Sorry.
It's because I said terrorist, and that's why you were like, it can't be that.
I won't lie. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how it is, and this actually proves my point.
Yeah.
That when these things happen, labeling is very important. The Plymouth shooter.
He was a terrorist. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they didn't call him that. And it's the biggest mass shooting that's taken place in this country.
None of the mainstream media actually use the word terrorist.
Yeah.
They should have.
In the last 15 years, it's the first mass shooting that's taken place in this country.
Yeah.
Dylan Roof, he went into a church
And killed a lot of-
no, it was in a black
Christians,
church. He killed black Christians, and you know what happened?
start a race
No,
war,
but do you know what happened when he was on his way to the police station?
They said that he had mental health and stuff like that, right?
No. Yeah.
Burger, cheeseburger.
He said, you know, if I go to a policeman, I wouldn't. You know, the plot's there. You know, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
That's a good movie, that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm unarmed. Yeah, I'm unarmed. So me, if something happens and I go with them, they take me for questioning. Yeah, and then I say, you know what, Plod? Yeah, I'm quite hungry.
Yeah.
I fancy a bit of Burger King.
Yeah, no, it's a piss take, yeah.
He say, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some police officers, they're a bit potty mouthed as well. Shut the F up. Yeah.
I agree.
But Dylan Roof got Burger King. He's just done a mass shooting.
I didn't know that. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
On the way to the police station.
Yeah, on the way,
Oh, really?
he stops for a burger. And you know the New Zealand
Yeah.
New Zealand
killed
terrorist who killed
Muslims,
who killed the Muslims. Front page of the Daily Mirror or one of these tabloids. There was a word that is etched into my psyche. Don't really likes me.
Yeah, I know.
It's etched. They call him angelic. This was on the front cover.
Angelic?
Angelic. The
That's
word.
a term of endearment, isn't it?
It's a term of endearment. And in the metro. This was about a year ago. I remember because I screenshotted this. Would you say any baby is capable of extremism?
Any what? sorry?
Any baby?
No.
But front page of the metro. Jihadi baby.
No, it's wrong. It's wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
With that, yeah.
But point that I'm trying to say is when it comes to terrorism, it's selectively used.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like with the Plymouth shooter, it wasn't mentioned. Last year, there were 4 terrorist attacks in the United States in one day. 4. Wasn't reported. I told you since 9/11, 75% of the attacks have been far right. Donald Trump didn't even acknowledge that there's such thing as far right extremism. He didn't even
because he was
acknowledge
talking
it.
about the group that was what are they called? That group that follows him, the bully. No, okay, no.
Sorry, what was this thing?
Yeah, so
But anyway,
yeah, he has a very strong Christian pole base that he goes to evangelicals.
Yeah.
Evangelicals. But what I'm trying to say, my friend, is terrorism, like many things have happened because I cover these stories.
Yeah.
Whenever it's done by a person not of color,
Yeah.
the word terrorism is missing. This is stabbing.
I would never equate Islam with terrorism.
That's
But
very
like
good and very honest
course,
of you.
I would never, because it's wrong to do that. But there's, like I say, there's still things that I need to get a better understanding
Of course, that's what we're discussing. Yeah.
because there's still things that, you know, doesn't sound right.
Go for
to
it.
How I see morality.
Go for it.
Okay, so you've explained things very well.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't expect to speak to so many people, so I've sort of lost my train of thought.
No problem. The crowd has halved.
It has, yeah.
I take full responsibility.
Yeah, no, they're here for you.
That's actually an insult. So the crowd's halved.
No,
I'm joking.
like because you're popular. I mean, I have so many friends, but I've forgotten.
Is it
a lot of
the hijab? Do you have an
No,
issue
I
with the
have no
hijab?
issue with the hijab. I have an issue with the niqab, but not the hijab. I think for me,
You know, it's ironic because you're wearing a niqab.
I know, but it's only because I don't want it. Only because of the cameras.
But my friend, the sisters wear the niqab because of the brothers.
Yeah,
You wear it because of these brothers. They wear it because of those brothers.
I don't know. I just, for me,
And the
it's-
niqab,
the hijab I have no issue with. In fact, I think it's beautiful because it's a sign of modesty.
even in this
As long as a woman doesn't get forced, it's beautiful. I can't sort of disagree with a woman.
Shane, even in this country, you got this guy over here, he's from Manchester. In Manchester, 1901.
I'm Chelsea.
1901
Yeah.
in Manchester.
Yeah.
There's this footage that came out. It was on Channel 5.
Yeah.
They've coloured it now.
Yeah,
Before it was black and white, now it's in colour. It was British women in Manchester going around with hijabs on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing with niqab is, Shane, would you agree that a woman that doesn't want to show her face has the right to do so?
In a secular society, yes, I believe that you should have the choice. But would I necessarily agree with that choice? But it doesn't matter to the individual, obviously, I'm a nobody. But I don't know, I see it, I don't know, it's hard to describe.
But think about it. I would personally say I see oppressive when I see a woman at a beach in a bikini. Not that I do that, yeah. just in case. ABC, no, don't make a clip out of that, yeah. So I would say, in fact, I think Norman Finkelstein had this post. I haven't referenced it, but it does seem logical sense.
Yeah.
He said when the Europeans went to America, they saw that the natives were naked and they were clothed.
Yeah.
And they said, we are there to civilize you. Look at these naked people, we're here to civilize you. Yeah, so they seemed that as a form of oppression.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I also see, for example, in the Daily Mirror, this was again, I'll say about a couple of months ago, there was I think about 12 or 13-year-old girl
Yeah.
who wanted to wear a skirt, yeah, because in secondary schools you have to wear a skirt. Yeah. Now they wanted it up to here, she wanted to wear it up to here. The school took her and the family to court.
I didn't know that.
I would say this is oppression.
Yeah,
I would say this is
I would
oppression.
agree with that.
In France, in the
They
beaches.
banned it. They banned it.
No, I'm going to tell you something else. You know what? In France, the burkini is banned.
Yeah.
So the burkini is like swimwear, but it covers the whole body. Yeah. Now a woman was wearing a burkini, and this picture went viral of two French officers armed, going to her,
Oh, and saying,
telling her to take it off.
I heard
She
that.
was forced at gunpoint, Shane, to strip. Yeah, this is pretty much what's happening. Do you see? So if women, and I'm telling you, Shane, because Islam, number one, is the fastest growing religion, especially here in the West. That's number one. And number two, the adherents to Islam are women. And most British women, when they enter Islam, they choose to put on the niqab. And I'll tell you why, Shane. It's because, in fact, you know Keira Knightley?
Actress.
The actress.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah? So there's an article in The Guardian where she goes, I don't know of a single actress that has not been sexually harassed. She says it's normal for us now when we're going to be sexually harassed.
It's wrong, isn't it?
Now the thing, Shane, is because society has become so sexualized, you have some people that don't want to show themselves. They're like, why should I be judged by my face or by this? So the point that I'm trying to come to, Shane, is this. If somebody wants to do that,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. If you want to wear the niqab, I personally have no issue with it.
there you go.
And I think if France is not my country, if the French want to ban it, it's up to them. It's not my society, right?
That's absolutely fine.
But I believe in this country, it should be allowed. Of course. If you want to wear the niqab, and if you want to cover your whole face,
No
your whole
problem,
body,
no
no
problem.
problem. As long as you're not getting forced to do it.
Let's move on to the next point. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I mean,
Eating pork,
no, that's
Alcohol?
That's an individual. No.
cigarettes,
No.
praying 5 times a day,
No.
respect of parents,
No.
respect of elders, looking after society.
Like I say, I don't want to ask these questions in a negative way.
No, look, Shane, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a YouTuber. Yeah?
That's why I came to you, because you're popular.
There's there's not a single day, there's not a single day that I wake up and I don't see someone insulting me, my family, my channel, my dignity.
I guess
I'm
one
desensitized
of
to
my
that.
contentions, and it probably hurts you more, is there's so many groups that claim to be Muslim that do so many bad things in the name of your religion, and it's just such a bad image.
Okay, so I'm
And that
detecting.
probably hurts you more than it hurts me.
I'm detecting.
As a good person.
It is. I'm detecting from you when you say groups. Am I correct to assume that you mean ISIS? Yeah.
Not just ISIS.
But is that something that plays on your mind?
They are the biggest recent group. Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab. What's the group in Nigeria? Boko Haram. I don't know too much about Hamas to form an opinion on that. And again, the Taliban in Afghanistan, I don't have enough.
I'm very impressed with your knowledge of these so-called terrorist groups. Are you aware of the 969? Are you aware of the Sangis or the Hindutva?
No.
Okay,
I'm
so
guessing they're good.
no. So 969 are the extremist group in Myanmar. They are the ones that are committing atrocities in the name of Buddhism to our Burmese brethren and sisters as well. The Hindutva. This is on a daily basis, my friend. If you go home and you search Hindutva crimes in India, literally, there are people that are told on the street, if they find out that you're a Muslim, on the street, they will say, you need to now proclaim Jai Shri Ram. That means, Jai means long live their God, Ram. So going to people, and then if they refuse to, beating them in front of the public. And these videos, they're viral. They go viral. And this is, I'm telling you, I follow, and I would suggest you follow him on Twitter as well. CJ Wildman. He's an Australian journalist. CJ World, Werleman. CJ Wildman. He's a bit more balanced in terms of the atrocities that he shows.
Talk about different ones.
Exactly. So 969, unaware of. Hindutva or the Sangis.
And you know what? I should know about these groups.
No, but what I'm trying to say, what I'm going to say, Shane, is I don't blame you, because the mainstream media, it's, if you look at the interests and the funding, for example, Sky, and not CNN, Fox, I think Washington Post, or I'm not sure about Washington Post, but that's called the Murdoch Empire. And Murdoch himself he's an open Islamophobe. Look at his tweets, he's openly. So the point that I'm trying to say is, if you look at where the funding's coming from,
From anti-Islamic.
Exactly. So we've got the 969, we've got the Hindutva. There was another group, and this was when I was doing these Palestinian videos as well. There's a group even within the Israeli Knesset, and it's a very hardline Zionist group, which has now got mainstream acceptance in
So loud.
mainstream acceptance, even within Israel. The thing, Shane, is because you're a receptive individual, and you're getting your answers. Sometimes that's the only way for these people to distract. I honestly believe this is what some people have to come and just troll. But we will continue. Are you aware of the Lord's Resistance Army?
Is that in Africa?
That's yes.
That's in. Is it in Congo? I don't know. I think so.
So that's a Christian extremist group as well. The point that I'm trying to say, my friend, is a lot of these things are happening on a daily basis. But the thing is, they're not reported. For example, were you aware about two weeks ago? In India, there were mass gatherings where they were calling for the death of Muslims. Open in Israel. No, that's fine.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I had an important message.
No problem, no problem. So, point that I'm trying to say, Shane, is there's many of these groups that don't get media coverage. Why? Because it doesn't meet the interests of the media. For example, you know this whole Israel-Palestine issue that was going on. When it came to Palestinians, when it came to Israelis, they say they have been killed. But when it came to Palestinians, oh, they've died. Now, if you look, somebody who's died, it's like in a passive way. Oh yeah, he's just died. Oh no. Killed is more aggressive. Yeah. So language is very.
I think I saw your video.
Oh, you did.
You and Ali had a fan, and
We did.
you
we
were.
did, yes.
Yeah. I can't dispute that. Yeah.
So Shane,
The language does play a role in.
it does,
how
Shane.
it goes,
Yeah, it does. And the thing is, Shane, if you look into this India thing, there's a lot of madness going on in India.
I saw a documentary actually. It was in.
Vice probably, isn't it?
It might have been where
Or Showtime.
it was talking about Muslim businesses getting burnt and destroyed. I forgot the reason why, but I saw a documentary on that. Is that what you're talking about? 'Cause they were
That's
getting-
also happening.
Yeah.
That's definitely happening. Are you aware of the concentration camps in China as well?
You ring that? I don't know.
Uyghur. Yeah. Some people pronounce it Uyghur. Uyghur. I just go with Uyghur. Because
But
that's what people are
there's
familiar
Muslims,
with.
and not just Muslims. There are some Christians that are being
course.
put in these camps as well.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of injustices.
But what I'm trying to highlight, Shane, is when you look at news, you have to be, and it's very difficult for you to be balanced because BBC, they're unbalanced. Like the way they claim